If you're thinking about moving to Vancouver Island, first of all, congratulations. That's exciting. It can feel a little overwhelming at first, and there's probably a lot of questions running through your head right now. Where do we start? Do we sell before we buy? How do we choose the right area? And how many trips are we going to have to make? The good news is, once you understand what comes first and then what comes next, the whole move starts to feel a lot more manageable. We've actually created a guide to help out with this conversation. The link is down below. Click on it to peruse it at your own leisure. Thousands of people make this move every year, and while every situation is a little bit different, the process usually follows the same path. So let's just walk through what that looks like together. So where do we actually start? One of the first things almost everybody does is start looking at houses. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it can be a great way to start. It's exciting, it gets you dreaming, and for a lot of people, it's the spark that gets the whole move going. Interesting thing is, though, that's usually when all the bigger questions start to show up. Are we looking at the right community? Can we actually afford something like this? Do we want to be closer to the ocean? Or would we rather be near the trails? Are we looking for our forever home? Are we hoping to simplify life a little bit? These questions have usually been sitting quietly in the background the entire time, but looking at houses brings them to the surface. And that's why it's hard to know whether or not you're looking at the right house or just a nice house. Once we have a clearer picture of what we want life to look like on Vancouver Island, finding the right home becomes a whole lot easier. Everybody's picture looks a little bit different. For some people, it's slowing down and spending time outdoors. For others, it's being close to family, finding a community with great schools, or finally having that ocean 5 minutes away instead of 5 hours away. Sometimes it's about simplifying life. Sometimes it's about having more space. And sometimes it's about finally buying the home that you've been dreaming about for years. There is no right answer. This is really just about figuring out what matters to you most. Because once we start building that picture, something interesting happens. The island starts to feel a whole lot smaller. Instead of trying to choose between dozens of communities and thousands of homes, we usually find ourselves focusing on a handful of places that genuinely fit the life we're trying to build. And that's when the search starts to get exciting. Not because there are more homes to look at, because the homes we're looking at actually start to make sense. So once we've got that clearer picture of what life looks like on Vancouver Island, the rest of the process starts coming together nicely. Instead of wondering where to begin, we can start answering some of the practical questions. What's our timeline? What does our current home look like in today's market? When should we start watching for the right home? How do we line everything up so the move feels as smooth as possible? The nice thing is those are all big questions and you don't have to answer all of them at once. They tend to fall in place one by one as we're moving along. As the picture becomes clearer, the decisions become easier. Before long, you're not just looking at homes anymore. You're looking at homes that fit the life you're trying to build here. And that's usually the point where the move starts feeling exciting instead of just overwhelming. By this point, the move usually starts feeling a lot more real. Not because every decision has been made, but because there's a plan and things are starting to move. The community feels right, the homes that you're looking at make sense, and the timing is becoming clearer as well. Now it's really about bringing everything together. And that means organizing the move, deciding what comes with you, and getting ready for your next chapter on Vancouver Island. One thing that we've noticed over the years, almost everybody says this, we got rid of so much stuff before we moved, then 6 months later they'll say, and we're still getting rid of stuff now, even after we've moved. It's funny how a move like this has a way of showing us what we really use and what we really need. The nice thing is, by this point, most of the hard decisions are already behind you. Now it's about enjoying the process instead of worrying about it. If you've made it this far, hopefully one thing has become clear. Moving to Vancouver Island isn't about having every answer right from the beginning. It's about taking one step at a time. As the picture becomes clearer, the decisions become easier. Before long, you're not wondering where to start anymore. You're simply looking forward to what's next and enjoying the ride. If you're still trying to figure out where you fit on Vancouver Island, that's exactly what we're going to help with on our next video. We're going to explore some of the island's best communities and who they're suited for. And if you've got questions, we'd love to hear from you, whether or not you're just starting to explore the idea or you're already planning your move. We're always happy to have a conversation. We've actually created a guide to help out with this conversation. The link is down below. Click on it to peruse it at your own leisure. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and we'll see you on the next one.